not my man. You're not my man. You're a genius.
I'm John D. Contradiction. I'm the one you've been talking to. And we got my man Walko over here. And Walko,
okay.
he has some technical difficulties, but he's ready to rock right now.
For sure.
But yeah, introduce yourself, man.
Yeah, so I'm D.Cure. I'm a hip hop artist, so I do kind of a little bit of everything, but the main focus is hip hop for sure.
There you go. Yeah, and we're gonna jump right into it. I did realize that. I mean, it's a weird line when it's like you're hip hop, but like hip hop artist, but it's like artist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's a point where it's like, all right, because like you did some singing, you did some shit on here, and I'm like, all right, that's. For me, if you have more than just rap, you're already just an artist. You're an artist because that means you can dive into like a Childish Gambino, put out an R&B project bag if you want.
For sure, yeah.
Not saying.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, but yeah, I definitely look at it as like artists, and it's not a bad thing. Sometimes to just be like a hip hopper, which is some of our favorite rappers are just cold.
Sometimes that doesn't feel like it has enough dimension to it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, since I'm gonna touch up on it tomorrow, the Jadakiss and Fab verses.
Oh yeah,
those two to me are just rappers. you feel me? Like
that's all they do.
That's all they do. Like if they need a hook, they need to reach out to people or do like an old school where they do like different takes on like a pretty much rap, but it's like a repetitive 4-bar thing. But like those are rappers.
How do y'all feel about the outcome of that one?
I think Fab has more popular bangers.
I was gonna say Fab's got more hits, but Jadakiss is a better puncher. Well, I
think personally, I think Jada is a better has a. I think Jada.
But like
Jada has the better voice.
He has heavy. He has those heavy lyrics. I feel like.
Yeah. I feel like Jadakiss's shit kind of hits different, but Fabulous's style and flow's a little flashier.
Yeah.
Like the punches are a little more dramatic, but like the shit Jadakiss is saying makes you feel like you need to take a shower.
It's raw. Oh yeah.
So
it's like Jadakiss has like a
different
weight to it.
For sure.
Fab, whatever he doesn't have weight behind, he has.
Now, like if they said that like Fab could only play like his street hits and not like any like radio smack pop, like
Jada
any
wins.
of his pop shit, then Jada's got it.
Yeah.
For sure.
But I feel like Jada snaps more on features anyways than he does on his own shit. So he's already at a disadvantage.
Yeah.
But he he can bring in his locks songs. That's allowed.
Yeah.
So
well then
Okay.
So
I'm thinking
I think it's
solo.
gonna be a good. I think it's gonna be a good one. But I think as far as like a banger and like hits and like it's gonna be Fab because like
Fab.
Jada realistically like he's been on the radio for like the beginning of our lives. And Fab, but like not towards the end, you know what I'm saying? And like Fab has just been on the radio, like since I was young till now.
Every year he comes out with like a summer project or something.
Where
like,
you'll at least hear 2 or 3 of those songs on the radio. Yeah. So I'll give Fab that, and I'm not even like I'm a fan of Fab, but I'm not like I always talk shit about him because he just doesn't do.
He's kind of goofy.
He doesn't do more, and I don't, but like it is what it is, bro. It is what it is.
There's like certain artists that don't really go with the times too. They kind of like almost stop and they stay in there.
Yeah, I feel like Jadakiss gets more of a pass in that case, but Fabulous is definitely like a relic.
Yeah, for sure.
Both of them still, I will give them a hard time. They both still owe me an album that's personal. They are still rapping about the same shit.
Where's our 444 from Jadakiss?
Or from Fab. Like, I will never let them slide. Like, I'm done with the street shit. I want to hear you talk about
Fabulous is so shallow, though.
Huh?
I feel like Fabulous is so shallow, though, that like he can't. I don't think he's capable of being introspective.
He's too much of a pretty boy. We knew those cats in high school. He was one of those cats in high school that probably had the buckle belt with the red lighting lettering that goes across like on a halal.
Oh, you already know the shit from the flea market.
Yeah, it's a fact.
You had to get that joint from the little cart outside in the mall. It's not a store; it's just a cart in the mall.
In the hallway. Yeah.
That's a fact. Man. But I think it's gonna be dope, and hopefully they learn from everybody who had technical difficulties and such. This is big for New York, like the way Beanie Man and Bounty Killer was huge for Jamaica. This is for New York. All right.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And of course, New York is arguing like it's the fucking Cold War. It's like literally a civil war online. People are snapping where memes are coming out where it's like, making fun of people who think either or is gonna win. But that's New York.
For sure.
New York can't love unconditionally.
Are you both in New York or?
Nah,
I am. He's in Florida.
Florida.
I'm Florida boy.
Yeah.
Cool.
Florida boy. Florida man, sir.
Nah.
I've been to both, so both very different, but
Yeah.
both can be enjoyed for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I'm all about
Yeah,
that
I think-
New York shit, man. I'm all about the shit. He's all about the ridiculousness of Florida, so we get it.
Yeah, we're definitely we definitely represent our state's brands pretty well.
For all
What
the
was
good and
the
bad.
what was like the thing that they were doing, like type in your first name in Florida Man or something, and there'd be something.
Oh,
that
there's
popped
something
up.
for everybody.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
something for
Yo,
everybody.
mine's was
Listen, bro, this
wild.
is a state where somebody has actually assaulted another person with an alligator.
Yeah.
Like that's a thing. Like the dude threw a gator through a window at a Wendy's.
That's too good. Like a little baby gator, or like
It was like an adolescent.
yeah.
Which is crazy.
He just tossed that bitch right through the window.
Which is absolutely
I can see that in
crazy.
like Louisiana too, though.
Oh yeah, Louisiana's just North Florida. Let's keep it a buck. That's North Florida. That's like, you know how Canada's got like French Canadian.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's just French Floridian.
yeah.
That's all that is. That's all that is, bro. Those are like the mud people from Florida. Like they're Floridians. They're just a little different.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, you can't fully claim them, but you accept that they're there.
They're
know?
cooking
Oh, yeah.
gas though. Cajun
Oh,
food
yeah.
is fire, bro. So we fuck with them that way. You know what I'm saying?
That's my favorite part about going there. My wife's actually from there, so we like to go back and get the crawfish and all that. So.
Yeah, it's a little weird when you go to like a proper like where they do like they dump the shit out on the table. You know what I'm saying? It's a little weird because it's like, but you know, hey, fuck it.
Yeah.
You know,
When in Rome.
get it how you live. Yeah, when in Rome.
When in
That's
Rome.
right.
The
You dig into the
newspaper out.
fucking.
Yeah.
You just dig into the pile. Fuck it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a
Not-
fact.
Not these days. Not in COVID times. You don't see.
No, they still doing that. They still rocking out. They
Wait,
don't give a
if
fuck.
anyone, Florida was the first to be like, "Oh, COVID's done. Don't worry about it." Like,
Bro, have you seen our numbers? It's fucking insane, bro.
Back up, right?
Yeah, it's
Oh, yeah.
crazy.
and New York is like, "Hold up. We can't let Florida beat us."
We're like smashing records for daily cases every day.
Man, it's wild.
Yo, man, the world is wild, man. But it's like, it's funny that something like that will show people's true colors like that. Like, y'all really don't like being home, huh? Like,
Yeah,
you
big
guys
time.
hate
No,
spending
it's just like
time with
another
yourselves.
example. I mean, like it's just another example of Floridians don't give a fuck.
No. No.
Just, they don't. You know, it's just
and
old.
like,
That's
it
all right.
shouldn't even be surprising. Like the news should know that that's something that's not going to shock anyone. Like do we have to post this? Like no one's going to be
Just-
surprised.
It's anarchy here. Nobody likes the governor. Nobody can figure out how he got elected. So I don't. You know,
Yeah.
we don't elect officials. They just show up.
They're like, yo, that's how you help
Oops.
Florida. Just send them an official.
Forgot to vote.
Yeah, send them an official. They'll be all right, man.
Yeah. Just, this guy's in a suit. He's in charge.
But, dude, that same thing goes for Florida hip hop too, man. Florida hip hop.
Florida
too.
hip hop. The Florida hip hop scene is wild, bro. Because like, if you can find a scene in your area, that's great. But it's either it doesn't exist or it's like wildly dangerous. There's no in between.
Yeah.
There's no either you have to drive 4 hours to get to some kind of hip hop scene,
Yeah.
or you know the one that's like local to you. You know you got to be careful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
Locals only. That's what they don't understand.
Yeah, yo,
yeah.
facts.
Locals only. That local show is locals only.
Yeah.
Like,
They'll be like, "Where are you from, bro?"
hey man, at least they got some shit going on, man. New York's confused when it comes to that scene. But all right, let's get to this music talk.
All
Start
right.
shitting on where we live. But
Yeah.
so yeah, man, let's talk about this Clean, man. So I definitely had a really good time with Clean, man. Clean was very, very versatile, and you were out here talking nice. And I am a fan of lyricism. I am a fan of cohesiveness in projects, because we do a billion projects, and it starts to daunt on us eventually. But
Yeah.
this had a purpose, it had a path, it had sounds, it had hooks, it had a lot going on for it.
Refreshing.
Yeah, so I just want to let's
Thank
get
you.
into your head, like what was the beginning of this?
So I actually had a few projects before this. I'm kind of going like alphabetical. I was like, I did adapt, I did build as kind of like points in my life. Like, Adapt was just surviving, and then Build was like building my life up, like figuring out who I was, and then Clean was getting into like cleaning out the negative things in my life that I didn't need anymore. You know, I kind of like got through my 20s and realized like, man, I don't need all this negative stuff. And so Clean was just about like figuring out what was beneficial to me as a person, and so that was kind of the main concept behind the album.
Okay, so that's a dope concept. So that one, I'm interested. So I gotta go. I'm gonna obviously go back and listen to these. But I like that.
Okay.
I get that. You know, like being in my early 30s, I get that because you look back at your 20s and you're like, fuck, if you make it to 30 and you have, you know, if you have a clean record or whatever, you're like, woo, like, I made it. Yeah, like shit. You know, like it's like fucking hell. Like my 20s was wild. Like I think back on my 20s and I'm like, I don't even know who that dude was, and that's dope though. Like you do hit a point of like maturity. Mostly, you know, for most people, I can't speak for everyone, but when you hit that 30, it starts to get in the back of your head, like, all right, let's get my shit together, you know. Even though
I need to buckle down a little.
Yeah, like, all right, I realized school probably didn't teach me everything I needed to know, and I realized that I wasn't gonna be out here just learning shit, just doing what I was doing. So it's time for me to learn some shit and clean it up.
Yeah.
So that's a dope concept, and then you hit your 30s and you want to clean it up because then you want to actually take some sort of control, you know. And
like be responsible, have a family, you know, like, okay, I'll be an adult now. I gave all my 20s to drinking and all that stuff. So
yeah, I think people who honestly don't do wild shit early and in their early 20s and then they wait to like do that shit are really like they're doing that shit backwards, bro.
Yeah.
You need to get all the bullshit out of the way early.
Get crazy, and
it fucks them up quick too. Like my older brother, he was like kind of like I'm not gonna blow his whole shit up, but he was kind of like a, you know, he's like a hood, he's gangster back in the day, you know what I'm saying? But like that was all he did. He didn't really party and shit like that. So now he's starting to party and he older than me and now he's doing it, but it's like, bro, you're partying with like your check light engine's been on, you know.
You gotta get that oil change, bro.
So, you know, like for me back in the day, like, I could get hammered and then be at work for a 5-6 a.m. shift. You know, with the mouthwash and a dirty shirt. Like,
be miserable, solid. But you make it.
Yeah, but I'm here, like I'm at work. I'm like, bro, you need to take time off. Like if you fuck up, you know.
You gotta recover.
Yeah, like there's no call, no showing. Like your job's worried about you. Like they're gonna see if you're alive, bro. Like that's just crazy. So we're doing it then. It's like, bro, like, no, man, your body was meant to party at those times, you know?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you could bounce back quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the now equivalent of, like, back in, like, tribal days and shit, you know, the young, stupid hunters. And then it's like, nah, we the wisdom cats. We over here making the jackets and shit. Go hunt.
Yeah.
With your dumb asses out here.
Go ahead. Yeah.
You know? So it's like, yeah, man, I see him and I'm like, bro, I'm hurt for you. Like he's sick every day, and I'm like, because your body's like asking for help, bro. Like
it's not built for that no more.
Hurt looking at you.
I need some water.
Yeah, when I want to drink, I put it on my calendar, bro. I'm not stupid. I wait till a Friday or something, a day where I have to
eat a bunch of bread and hydrate beforehand.
Shit that I used to make fun of back in the day. Like
take an aspirin like halfway through the night.
Yeah, right. Got Pedialyte and shit. Like it's not for my kids. Pedialyte's for me, baby.
Yeah. that stuff is serious though.
Yo,
that shit knock out.
Yeah.
I should have knocked out a hangover quick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's for our slip ups. That was made for us like a slip up. That's like a second wind in a little bottle. Like, all right, just in case. But I definitely do get that, man. This was a dope project too because like, you know, we've been rocking with you for a hot minute. Like we've heard of you for a minute. Like you guys you've seen the page like pretty much come up, and you know, and like we've seen you and we've seen a lot of the cats that like you got like you affiliated with, and it was dope. But it was also dope seeing Marine Rapper who I linked up with a long time ago. We did like a team backpack thing in Cali. We did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I met him there. And
very cool.
Yeah, it's cool seeing people like that. Like we reviewed a couple people that I met from there and stuff like that. So it's good to see he's still active. I know he always doing his green screen. I'm gonna stand in one spot and rap and just keep changing the background of my outfit. I'm here for it. Like I was like, that's a dope style. That's your thing, and that's what I think of when I think of him. So it was cool.
It's crazy too because I actually did Team Backpack in New York, and I didn't even know he was there. But we didn't know each other back then, and that was like 2016 or 17. And then we ended up running into each other later, and do a bunch
dope.
of stuff now. But yeah,
Yeah,
so it's crazy.
That's dope. He's nice, man. He's always been able to rap, like, and he always keeps it like. He's one of those people that, like, if you want him to, he's gonna give you exactly what it is. He's not like, he's not gonna do any other shit. He's gonna give you exactly what you asked for. But he's dope, man. And that track, I was like, oh man, I'm here for this. You know?
Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah,
yeah, man. This is a dope time, man. This project was a good time. It was very, it was vibe heavy. The beats were dope, and I could tell there was a lot of love put into it. You know what I'm saying? Because like that's what it boils down to, especially just as Not Your Man's. We just want to see some love put into it.
Yeah, and tell that you care about the project.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, I actually submitted. I think my first one that was submitted to you guys was like a collaborative project called Cuz of Bangs 4, and you guys had mentioned like the hooks are all bad, and so like since then I was like,
that sounds like us.
On these hooks. Yeah. He said not one hook on this was good, and so it's like rapping's all there, and so like you guys, and then actually a good friend reached out to me like last year sometime, and he's like, man, you could rap and we all know it, but you got to work on those hooks. And so I was like, okay, I've heard this a couple times now, let's get serious about the hooks. And most of those hooks I actually wrote like 3, 4, 5 different times until I was like, okay, this sounds good. This is, something that could be a hit. And so I took it seriously, and you guys for real helped guide me in that direction, was like, work on these hooks. So I appreciate that.
That's a good thing. And that's like, cause like that whole like mentality too. Cause like if I send something to the guys or anyone that's officially like that I rock with as like a team member and all, and I'm like, yo, what y'all thinking? They tell me like, nah, that whatever this thing. You want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to be like, all right, I thought maybe I had this in my bag, but if they're saying no, I can get better. And now, like, this project, like, I don't even remember the last review, but like this project, I was all about the hooks. I was like, yo, he's out here doing his thing, so that now that's in your arsenal. You know what I'm saying? Like that's in your
for
bag.
sure,
and that's dope.
And marked improvement.
Yeah. And it's important, I think people just expect, to hear what they want to hear, or they're afraid to submit something. But at that point I was like, you know what? I have all my, people I work with telling me it's dope, but at the same time, if it's, people in my circle, then is it really that honest? So
they don't want to hurt your feelings and shit.
Yeah.
There's like a certain level of like, where you really want to know. You really want to know, like, are they keeping it a buck with me? And like, and that's the tough side of being an artist too. Like, because like the second you have enough bravery to put out music, there's gonna be a group of people who already admire that. So that alone makes you good to them, And it's like, it's devastating, but like, because then you can't grow. Like certain people, we see it with artists all the time. Like someone's a one-hit wonder, and they never grow because that one song was their thing. And then like towards the end of their career, you see them struggling to remake that, and it's just like, bro, you never advanced. You know what I'm saying? And like,
yeah. I mean, I get it. Like I've put out so many projects over the past like 5 years, and I only submit 3 to you guys because I was like, it was kind of fearful, To think twice, yeah.
I remember that one. That one was solid.
For sure.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, that dude is nasty. I know he's done a few. I think you've reviewed a few of his too.
Yeah, he's
but
nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I do. Oh, okay. All right. So I'm scrolling through it now. I do see the hooks thing. So this is a throwback.
All right.
This is why I'm mad. I can't pull up the reviews and shit.
2018, I think.
Yeah, this is a minute ago.
Who did it?
2018 was JP, and he
It
was
was
like,
JP.
He was like, one thing that did hurt this project was the hooks. They hurt almost every track on the project, and stuff like that. People don't realize that stuff will stick.
Yeah,
and
then that's what especially if you hear the first song and you're like, and then the next one you're looking for it.
Oh yeah,
that's what happens. And then the next thing you know, you're 7 tracks in, and all you're listening to is the hooks.
Oh yeah. And then the next time you do a song and you're like, yo, I got a hook. You rewrite that hook 1,000 times. You're like, yo, you're like, I want something to
gotta make sure
it's sticky. Yeah, man. But that's also the good side of the music too. Like. That's why with this platform, when I was putting it together, I was like, all right, I was all for just brutal honesty. I had like a group that I had before Not Your Man's, where it was we called it the PTSD movement. It was Progress Through Self-Destruction, and it was literally a bunch of artists that I met through Team Backpack and stuff like that. And what I would do was get a bunch of dope producers, and I would put out beats, and I'd be like, all right, everybody, let's see who can throw a dope 16. And it was literally like hundreds of artists, and they would judge everyone's 16, and whoever's 16 would get the good votes, that would be a song. And we ended up putting out a mixtape of all these votes.
Nice.
And it was hectic because people were brutal. Like people were killing each other, and it created some fun beefs. And I loved it, but like that was like strike one for me. And I was like, I love this. And then I ended up like really getting into my music stuff. And then I got like ripped apart by like, you know, sending my music in. I've made my run with like labels and stuff. And I was like, this is rough. I'm like, bro, people are rough out here, bro. Like I got cooked, bro. I was getting killed. So I was just like, you know what? I want to do something that's true to this, because that only made me better as an artist. I was like, I want to do a review page, because I always listen to like whatever was new that came out. Because I'm like a true studier. I love to study the game because I just love music. And I was like, let's do this. And like, you really see that sometimes people either need it or sometimes people just can't handle it. You know?
Yeah, our block list is long.
Celebrities and non-celebrities.
Oh man,
people hate it.
Hey, that's just part of speaking your mind on Instagram. I mean,
unfortunately, yeah.
But like, we do have a lot of like, you know, like dope instances, like you saying like, hey, you thought about that hook thing, you stepped it up. We had one cat who we interviewed, my man No J. He had a whole
he changed his whole brand,
dude. Yeah, we cooked him like it was like 3 back-to-back like bad red stamps, like nothing over a 3, and it was like bad. And he changed his whole thing. He changed his name, changed his sound, and had a whole different demeanor. We interviewed him then, and it was cool. He was a little nervous, you know, young cat. And then we interviewed him recently, had all this new swag, put out some solid music. And we were like, yo, we love that. Like, that's a glow up, bro. Like, that's what we want to see. Like, because that's what any artist you want to. You reached his soul, man. He had to change his whole heart. And he's nice.
We kind of adopted him.
Yeah. Okay. And he's nice now. Like, he's my dude. Like, we talk all the time.
Good.
And he's putting out quality music now. And it's like, he gets it. And it's like, bro, that's all we care about. Like, people, we don't hate anybody, you know?
Nah, people take it personal. They think we like look to hate on them, and it's like, no, we only start picking on you when you act like a bitch about it.
Yeah. Yeah,
and then we're like, oh, okay, now I'm gonna remember.
Yeah, we're gonna come in. But most of the time, we love it. Like we've probably posted every rapper that's beefed at us, that's like sent a verse, that's shot at us and all that. We love it. Like, yeah, get after us. Like, come on, we rap too. Don't be afraid when I come after you. But still, like, that's part of the game. But
it sure is. It's very competitive. I mean,
and it's fun. It should be fun, you know. Like, it should be fun. Like, because like, I don't know. I even, like me, I torture myself. I'll listen to my old shit, and I'm like, boy, I was either better than I am now, or I was trash. You know, I get both feelings, and I'm just like, shit. And it's cool, like, whatever, bro. Like, you can't take
your style changes. I mean, like, there's probably a period in your time where you're focusing on like just punchlines, and then you focus on something else, and you're like, man, kind of lost my.
It's like every time you learn how to do something new.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You kind of forget about the stuff you were good at. So, I feel that.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. I remember I listened to like my second mixtape, and I was like, I used to just write stories. I'm like, I don't write stories for shit anymore. Like, and then I'm like, I had hooks. I'm like, where the hell did my hooks go? I'm just like phoning them in. It's just like a simple like, let's let the sample take the hook, bro. I don't want to write no shit here.
It's like back when I used to listen to Copyright a bunch, man. He was crazy with the punchlines, so that's like all I focused on for years, and then kind of like. He kind of went away, and I was like, well, I got to focus on this.
Yeah,
and then,
like, something new.
Like,
yo, Copyright was so slept on, man. So slept
crazy,
on.
Yeah.
There was a golden era of punchliners back in the day that I like. That was like, for me, it was when BET had like the battling, but it was like during the Poster Boy, Backland, like, you know, Gin era. And then rappers.
Gin, wow.
Yeah,
Freestyle Fridays.
Yeah, like when those dudes were going crazy on the Freestyle Fridays, the mixtape.
That's because they knew those shits were gonna get aired, so they were just like fucking snapping.
Yeah. But like that was like a good era for like mixtapes were wild then. That was when like Lloyd Banks and like Papoose and them like ran the shit was all punchline.
My favorite era was the Street Beef mixtapes. Great. With all the battles and like the beef songs and shit on them. So good.
Oh, yeah. I still get lost on some battles on like YouTube and stuff, but yeah.
Johnny's into the battle scene.
Yeah, I got put on my boy Pete. He put me on. He used to bring me to a few battles and stuff back in the day, and
I've never been to a live battle.
Oh, they're dope. The next card that's next July, I forgot the day, but I gotta send it to you. The next big card too is Night of Main Events, and every battle is like a banger. Is all gonna be for free on that Caffeine app.
We should do like a not to derail the interview, but we should do like a fight companion style thing.
That would stress me out. I'll put. That's a good idea. All right. We
don't have to do it live.
No, I know, but we can swim on that. We'll swim on that. Yeah, I'll put some brackets.
Or like a recap or something.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
It's gonna be on Caffeine for free, and this is like, there are some bangers, like Loaded Lux versus Sue Surf is headlining. Like it's going to be insane.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like this is Jersey versus fucking New York. Like heavy stuff. So for free. Like people don't understand. Like I used to go to every gnome and pay mad money to stand for 13 hours and come home with my back didn't feel like it was part of my body.
Man.
You know, this is for free. I can watch this on my couch with my feet.
Yeah.
Like, you know, this is fucking great. But battling too though, like just speaking of like just the competitiveness in general, like it's weird to me when people say like hip hop shouldn't be competitive, and it's like, why? That's
the root, kind of like
literally,
like who can string words together the best. That's literally the whole like that's the whole spirit.
Who's the most clever?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's like if it's something that has like a charting or like, you know, like a Billboard or a bracket system, obviously someone has to be crowned the best. So like why not? Like it's got to be
why
to an extent.
I don't understand the people that want to take the competition out of hip hop, because then you totally remove the whole like the best part of hip hop, which is the GOAT conversation.
Yeah.
Like that's
I agree.
If you're in a room full of hip hoppers and nobody has anything to say, you just got to turn to somebody and go, "Who's your top 5 in order?"
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then you're gonna have a half-hour conversation, easy.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like you take the competition out of it, you totally remove that whole part of the community.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
and those conversations are important because one, they're nostalgic. They bring back artists you forgot about.
Diversity of opinion. Come on now.
Speaking of it, who's your top 5, sir?
Oh, somewhere around Rakim, Big L, Nas, Eminem. I gotta throw him in there.
He's talking.
And I'm gonna throw a new cat. I like NF a lot.
Nice. NF is dope, and people hate on him.
Johnny actually is part of the reason that I got put on to NF when we started doing Not Your Mans.
He not only can he rap his ass off, but he makes really good music, like
introspective music.
Yeah. And it's not.
It's that project in 2019. That in 2019 project was crazy.
Yeah, he does the sad boy shit, but it's not where it's like, oh my god, every song's a sad boy. Like it's.
But the beats slap too.
Yeah, the beats are nice. The hooks, he sings. He does he did that one song off of not the recent project, the one before, and it was on the radio forever. Like he does catchy shit. Yeah, he does catchy shit. Like he knows how to write a good song, and like he's an artist to me. You know, like artist.
Yeah.
And people hate on him. And I'm like, why? Because he sounds like who fucking cares? They got the same voice. He don't rap like them. Like, you know, like.
Nah.
Yep.
But
I feel like
I feel that.
You were talking about that sad. Oh, go ahead.
Nah, I was just gonna make a joke. Don't. It's just. I was gonna say I feel like G-Eazy is the coked out Diet NF. Sorry.
No. G-Eazy.
I'm not a fan of G-Eazy, so that's all right.
G-Eazy's NF if like NF gets lost in all sorts of like famous pussy. That's what happens.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. He's the party NF.
Man, I was gonna say that song. How Could You Leave Us? When he's talking about his mom dying from pills. Like
rough.
Man, that was like the saddest song.
That's so dark.
Like yeah. But I was like, man, this dude's real artist right here. When I heard that song,
beautiful song. It's a beautiful song.
Have you singing along and shit too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And that's that.
Yeah.
He gives me like, I know like people, comparing artists is sometimes paying homage, but like he gives me like that old M feel, like when M wrote like cleaning out my closet type feel, like
Cleaning my closet.
yeah, yeah, and it was like one of the catchiest songs ever. Everybody knows it, everybody sings.
I'm sorry, Mom.
Yeah, you can't help but sing it. And
Never meant to hurt.
if someone plays that beat, you want a fake piano on something,
Yeah.
It's so catchy and like does that type of shit. And
That loop, that piano loop is nasty.
fire. But also, I'm very glad someone else has Big L on theirs because
Man.
I don't care. Usually with me,
Yeah.
if it's like, all right, if an artist passed and they couldn't put out any more music, then I'm like, all right, someone's gonna surpass them. No one punches like Big L still to this day. Still. That's
Yep.
crazy.
From the 90s.
Yeah, that's crazy. Big L was the master of just the perfect. It was like if there was like a cauldron of what his punchlines consist of. It was like a spritz of evil, clever, simplicity, and just like street. Like it was just
And then this voice too, though. He had
yeah.
he could emphasize shit.
Harlem. It's Harlem. Everybody from Harlem's a slick talker. Everybody. I don't care what anybody says. People from Harlem will sell you your own shit, and you'd have to
Let's sell you your shoes back.
But Big L super slept on, and like it's
Yeah.
insane. Like I till this day, my top workout project is Lifestyles of the Poor and Dangerous. Like
Okay, yeah.
it's insane. Like that has some like, and some of those fucking bars are timeless. Like that fucking everybody want to be like Mike, but Mike want to be like L still stands. It's still hard, But hey,
The old pump, got your heart pumped like Reeboks. Yeah.
I used to, so I come from a hardcore background too. I used to be in like punk band. I still do like a side, like a hardcore punk thing. And
Okay.
my second band, we used to play a lot. And before like all the heavy parts and when shit would get violent, I would quote Big L. I would just figure out which line. Like I'm like, oh, this is my line for tonight.
Yeah.
And like, but my favorite shit from him is I'm not like a religious dude. I'm not like an anti-religious dude, but I'm not religious. But I love the controversy that being non-religious sparks. So I used to love whenever he'd say some real like negative religious shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, oh, this is spicy. So before, whenever the beatdowns for my bands would come up, my one go-to was that the front and get scarred because your rap style ain't even hard. I run with a thieving squad. Ain't none of us believe in God. And like I used to say that shit and people would just beat the shit out of each other. And I loved it. I was like, yeah. Like,
Heavy. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Heavy. Fucking, it's wild.
Yeah, you said that shit in your head. You're like, yeah, that shit was hard.
Yo, but I
already
didn't.
know.
The second I would start saying it, dudes would already be in fight. Like they knew what was coming. They're like, oh, he's quoting Big L now. Like we have to hit each other. And I loved it.
Oh, you already know.
Oh, I loved it. Fucking. That's why that
That's a way to pay homage too, though.
Oh yeah.
That's real.
Yeah. Because to me, that hip hop was the closest thing hip hop could get to that violent, like thuggy hardcore that I was a big fan of. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
Fucking Ice-T fronts a hardcore band.
body count. So, a little insight for people that people don't know. A lot of people ask me who my influences are, and Ice-T's my biggest influence, and no one knows that. But Ice-T is a huge influence of mine because he is very his raps are very straight to the point. He is
He's been woke since before it was cool.
Because of body count as well. Body count. He is one of my favorite hardcore, and he's probably in my top 3 like favorite acts that I've ever seen live. But people don't know.
Yeah.
They just think, they're like, oh, he probably likes, they know I like Nas and shit. Like, oh, or some whatever rapper's light skin. They're like, he like that light skin shit, but.
Hey, that's all good. Hey, the Marine rapper, his biggest influence is also Ice-T. So that's something y'all got in common.
That's fire.
Yeah, he actually met him too, and they had a crazy talk, I guess, but really inspired him.
Yo, that's awesome.
Just about being authentic.
I can see any conversation with Ice-T being inspiring.
Oh yeah,
because he's
got that
been
vibe
himself, and that's what people don't like. He's so authentic that like he's barely even covered in media because it's just like
there's no
you
story.
won't get anything out of him. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just going to be him, and that to me is fire. Like he beat the media thing. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole shit with like any controversy between him, Coco, all that other shit, like no, they just leave it alone. They're like, bro, it's Ice-T, like he's just gonna be Ice-T. Like people didn't even, oh, you say fuck the police, you wrote for Colors, and you gonna be a cop on the show. Nobody asked him that. Like nobody cares.
Nope, that's true.
Just leave him alone.
He won. Yeah, he already won.
Yep. Can't talk to him about nothing. That man was a pimp, a front of the hardcore band. Like he did it all.
And now he plays a cop on TV still.
Yeah.
Yeah. Best
Still
career.
Forever.
Best career.
Facts.
Best career. The Body Count just put out a project this year too, and it's dope. It's fucking amazing. The one they put out before it, there's just a music video, and they're just shooting cops in the head the whole video. It's like absolutely insane. It's insane. Man. It's like
Ice-T's a whole vibe.
Yeah, a whole mood. Lunatic, bro. Unapologetically himself, though. You can't even.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't.
That's the way everyone should be, you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially in music, you know.
And any like, that's what's scary about music. That's the shit that we hate, like that people can copy and not find their own identity, because it's like.
Well, I think there's like a trap to that, because if you like, especially after all the interviews we've done with rappers and shit, almost everybody's got the same story. They get into hip hop because they hear X artist or X whoever. They imitate them for a while by replacing their bars with their own bars and their favorite songs by that artist. They imitate the flow, and then eventually they modify it and they get their own style. The problem is some people get stuck in the early stages and they do the same shit forever.
Yeah.
That happens a lot with white rappers, if we're going to keep it a buck. They all get stuck in the hibbity fucking 900 syllables to 80 bars type shit. And then they just never fucking... that. Yeah, but like... It's all good. Come on now. You know exactly who I'm talking about.
You finesse it, so you mix it up.
you know who I'm talking about. You've heard them.
Yeah, you mix it up, all right? That's like this. All right, there's the plate, there's the main course, there's the fixins. You can't just give them a plate of fixins, all right?
Yeah, I don't want to hear a fucking hour of just hibbita. You got to tell me something about yourself. You know, don't just ram rhymes together. I need to hear something.
Yo, that's a fact. But that's the game of music, you know.
Yeah,
you have to learn things for sure.
Yeah, you got to do different things, because like you gotta. But you also
gotta find your voice and shit.
Yeah, you gotta find your voice. You gotta keep it yourself, but you gotta mix it up. You gotta try things. You gotta take risks. It's a lot, man.
Yeah, because I never did fast rap until like 5 years ago, and I was like, well, I'm all right.
I'm doing this now.
Well, I joined like, I don't know if you guys know much about Space Force that I'm in with TMR and Topher. But I'm like the fast guy, and so I have to rap fast now because that's like my thing.
Oh no, you're gonna get twisted.
TMR is like lyrical, and then Topher's like Southern. So we all have our lanes, kind of. So I'm like,
that's dope though.
That's
good
to stay there. Yeah,
that's like forced contrast, you know. Like so that's that's good.
That's like what happened with Be Real in Cypress Hill. You're like, this is how you rap.
Yeah, that's it.
This is your thing. Do it.
Yeah.
Don't change anything.
Yeah, you're not allowed to do anything else. Just this.
Nah, this shit works.
What's cool though, I think it's the fun of the fast rap is like, it's so math. That's
some competitive shit.
Yeah.
Like if you want to get into like that's some math. That's some like hip hop science shit. Because you got to do it and make it sound good. Because there's a lot of people that can rap like real fast, but it just. Yeah,
it's also finding a way to actually say something clever while you're rapping fast too. Is like
and know that people are gonna catch that shit.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, it's like you also gotta land it. If you and that nothing like on top of you writing it, going, whew, I just wrote some heat, and then you try to get it and you keep practicing. You're like, yo, this is fucking tough. But then to nail it in that studio, you want to scream, bro. You just like, woo, you know what I'm saying?
Because when you're writing, you forget you have to breathe too.
Yeah.
That and I feel like there's a trap that people fall into is where they don't realize you may have to perform this shit live.
Oh yeah.
And you can't be like, when you record a song and you're doing fast raps and shit, you can do like cuts and shit and stuff where you take your breath. You can't do that shit on stage.
See, I learned at a young age because of a Nas interview, because he was like, bro, the reason he switched his whole style and slowed it down after Illmatic was because he was like, bro, I can't rap that shit live. Like that shit.
He's like, my cardio is not
he's
that
like,
good.
He's jumping around. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, bro, I gotta breathe sometimes. So he switched his whole flow up, and I'm like, I get that. You know what I'm saying? Because like, dude, I've fucking gassed at shows before. That shit is the worst. Where your mouth is just moving and nothing's coming out, bro.
Mouth
Somebody
gets all dry.
The footage on the phone, and you're like, yo, just delete that. Like, don't.
Yo, please, no, yeah.
Don't post that online showing me love. Like,
Yeah,
every mistake.
Yeah,
like,
play one of my tracks over that, and just, play the footage.
Cut the audio out of the video. Yeah.
It feels crazy. It feels like your voice just left you, and you're like, I got air in my lungs. Like, what's happening? Like, nothing's coming out. It's the worst feeling. You start
in there.
You start holding your stomach to try to like force your diaphragm. You don't know what the fuck to do. You're like, I need water. Let me get some water. That's real, man. But that's also that's what I tell people too. Like, it's hip hop. Like, if you want to make it your job, you have to understand it's got to be a job. Yeah. And you can't half-ass anything, bro. Like, you can't half-ass anything.
And that performance review comes every fucking day.
Yeah.
You get cooked by your own audience.
Can't slack. Oh yeah.
Any lane, bro. Like, you got to be ready for everything. And a lot of cats don't really know that's what they want yet. Like, they're like, they don't know what to do. If they blow up off of one song, they're like, oh shit, what do I have to? I gotta talk to people and I gotta.
Oh yeah, I feel like that's a fucking trap. Like, you just trying to make music for fun or something, and you pop off of one song, and then you got this expectation, and you're like, bro, I got a 9 to 5.
Yeah,
I'm not a rapper.
I mean, that's a dream come true to me, but
yeah,
because that's what you're trying to do. Can you imagine just being a guy and like you just get lucky? Like, you're just
they do though, yeah.
Dude. You're like, bro, I gotta go to work.
Shit. You can't do anything anymore. Like, if you hit Spotlight, you can't eat a burger without the internet fucking you up.
Man. Yeah.
Dude, I saw some shit on Twitter. I'm a big fan of Twitter. Twitter is where I get my news from because Twitter is so raw. Twitter is the Wild West.
Oh, man.
It is the Wild West. And it is very real. It is very raw. And it is absolutely bananas. And there was like some kid, I don't know his name, but he's like a Disney star or some shit. And he was getting himself some cheeks in a hot tub. So whatever, paparazzi took a picture and getting cheeks. It's no big deal, bro. When I tell you Twitter had a meltdown, there was like kids like, I can't believe you would have sex during a pandemic. And like,
man,
any crazy excuse. And I was like, I read probably over 500 comments in tears, cracking up. I was dying.
I can't believe you had sex during a pandemic.
Yo, like, it was to the point of that, like, where like there was like parents like, my son watches you, he's not allowed to watch Disney anymore because this dude's getting him some celebrity cheeks in a hot tub. That's a grown man. You think he's the Disney age? No, it's a grown man.
Those are the type of people that are to blame for like the abuse of kids in like the Disney. Like, they're the reason why when like Hillary Duff was doing her TV show, they would like bind her chest and shit because people were like, oh, they're not allowed to be like people.
Mature,
yeah, they grow up, bro. Like, come on.
Yeah, that's
Hannah Montana. Look what happened to Hannah Montana. That's what happened. Yeah. She rebelled against the image because she was forced into this like ideology, and then she got out the other side and just fucking exploded. Yeah, and then tried to blame hip hop. So fuck that bitch. Sorry.
Hey. I was trying to look up this because you were talking about Twitter. I was trying to some that R.A. the Rugged Man posted the other day that was too real about Twitter.
The GOAT.
Man, I'm trying to find it.
He's a wild dude.
He is wild.
He said, Twitter is just a bunch of shitty people trying to act like they're better than other shitty people.
Accurate. That's an accurate statement.
Billion% fact. Billion% fact. Twitter is where, like, it is the pettiest shit, like, ever, bro. Like, Twitter is that, like, kid in high school who, like, someone took their last chocolate milk and they're like, I need to ruin this person's image to the world. And they get on a soapbox and, like, embarrass them. That's Twitter. Everyone's a child.
You know what Twitter is? Twitter is, like, roast culture incarnate. It's like It's like if the roast circle from your high school cafeteria mutated and became a social media.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's what Twitter is.
Oh,
and you gain social status just from getting the best burn on somebody else.
Yo, yeah.
But be prepared because you will get cooked.
Yeah, because then everyone just turns into a hunter. Everyone.
Yeah, like as soon as you get that number one spot, the target's on your back. Yeah.
It's funny y'all mentioned that because the Marine rapper, I don't know if you saw, he was retweeted by Trump.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And so it was just basically him knocking on Biden about the whole "if you don't vote for me, you're not black" thing, and it became like he was super pro-Trump, and so everyone was attacking TMR for the video after Trump retweeted. So I was like,
what can
man,
you do? You know?
And like all hip hop did a review on TMR and like called him like racial slurs and stuff, and like it was wild. So it's like that's a prime example of Twitter. You get caught up in this mess. And
it's toxic, bro.
Oh, yeah. Because honestly, him retweeting something, it's out of his control now. He made that one step, and it's for the world to decide now. It's not his. It's not his decision.
I feel like the under 1 million bracket on Twitter is just a bloodbath. Like if you have 1 million or over, usually you're okay. You're like safe, you have a stable enough base that you can defend yourself and shit. Yeah. But like if you got less than 1 million, it's a wrap for you.
Yo, Twitter is wild. I always tell people, like, if you see a funny, like a meme or a tweet that someone posts on Instagram and you think is funny, it's like, go to that tweet. That shit, I promise you.
The comments are wild.
Funny. Yeah. It's like, I promise you, them shits are 100 times. I was on my story. I posted it one day because I was literally like, it was like 3 a.m. and I'm just in my bed dying, like audibly laughing. But it was an argument. Someone was just like, "Yo, Batman's the worst," and it turned into this whole thread of like just people shitting on.
It's Batman. So sick. Can you imagine being on the corner buying an eighth and Batman just breaks your elbow?
Yeah, and it went on for like days, and I was like,
"Oh man,
top tier, bro."
At least they were attacking, a fictional superhero.
Not a person.
Hey, listen, Batman's only superpower is white privilege.
Man, that's how they were getting them.
Oh, dude, they were killing it. But like, that's just the way Batman can get it. Anyone can get it on Twitter. It's fucking.
I love it. I love that shit though. I just don't want to. I don't want to take direct. Like involvement. I just enjoy what comes out of it.
Just like to watch. Yeah.
Michael
Jackson.
We got our own fucking battleground over here. I don't need to.
Oh yeah. You stir up enough with the bad reviews.
We tried to break into Twitter a little, and we got our asses kicked. Yeah. So we just don't even bother.
Who it was It was one of those lady rappers.
Yep, the City Girls, I think.
City Girls were cool about it on Instagram, but I think it was.
And then they cooked us on Twitter.
Yeah, they let their fan base just like work us.
And we only have like our individual pages and the Not Your Man's page only have like couple hundred followers on Twitter.
Yeah.
So that was like
too much.
They were like, "You're irrelevant."
Oh, we were getting eaten. Dude, sometimes that's honestly, if I ever strive to have anything in like the music world, I want like a fan base as mean and committed as Lil' Kim's.
Or the Barbs. Or
dude,
really like any female or gay artist, their fan bases are usually ravenous.
They're ruthless. Yeah.
Ruthless. Beyonce's fans.
Oh man,
they'll find
that's got to be one of the worst.
Yeah,
they're like the CIA. It's like an organization. They're like gangs.
They're dangerous.
They're like gangs. It's like it's wild.
Honestly, very real artist question. Very real question. The Beehive is very responsible for like, all right, our Lord and Savior just dropped the project. Let's get these stream monsters going. Is that payola? Can that be considered?
Because I don't know, because they pay for your music. I think that's just a dedicated machine.
Yeah, I mean,
that's just your fan base is so rap.
Yeah,
like but like you gotta understand, like Beyonce has like similar to Jay-Z, they formed like an almost like divine image, right? Like they're like royalty
for real.
So they have like a machine underneath them. You know, so
Yeah.
it's just like
Yeah.
there's like it's like organized fan, like a
It
fan
scares
base.
me.
You know?
That's well put.
It's like it's again like a bastardization or like a mutation of the like 90s and early 2000s fan clubs that celebrities used to have.
See, I feel
Because
like
now it's on Twitter and shit.
I feel
so
like
now
that's
the
online,
ladies,
yeah.
ladies take it a whole different level. 'Cause, like,
the ladies and gay people were
'cause,
like the
dudes will be like, "Yo, I'm gonna stream this stuff," and they actually stream it. I
Yeah.
feel like these ladies are like, "Hey, kids, put them on the iTunes account on your phone, like." And it's just they don't even need to listen to it. They just need it playing. They need to get those numbers up.
on the ladies side of that. Do you think that's part of like simp culture?
Interesting.
Because they're like because I don't know. I don't think people do that with like Rihanna, and I would if I was gonna
She
let a
hasn't
girl
given
step on my.
music for them to do that. I feel like they would.
Yeah, but I would
Yeah.
let Rihanna step on my face for sure,
Oh, without question.
without a doubt.
Without
I
question.
guess she's one I'm surprised doesn't have a following like that, like a fan
She just
base
doesn't
like
have
I don't think she's ever weaponized them like that though.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the whole thing. It's like Beyonce, Nicki Minaj, Lil Kim. They weaponize their fan bases.
Yeah.
Ariana
Oh, yeah.
Grande.
Nicki
Kinda.
Minaj has a podcast where she like talks to them directly.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know? And it's like she tells them to be awful, and they're awful.
And that feeds her. That feeds her narcissism.
Yeah. And then Little Kim's, I don't know. I think that's just like pure '90s. Because like I got attacked by the Little Kim fan base, and they went in on me for a good like 72 hours.
Well, that I think in Little Kim's case, that's nostalgia. I think in like Nicki Minaj and like Beyonce, it's they identify themselves by those artists. So like I'm a Nicki Minaj fan, that's their identity, or I'm a Beyonce fan.
Yeah. No, you're
That
right.
becomes their identity.
Yeah.
It's like identity
Yeah.
politics. But like with Lil Kim, it's nostalgia. People defend her out of nostalgia.
Maybe. Okay, fair enough.
Just a respect. Yeah.
Either way,
I'm a hip hop psychologist.
No, that's very well put.
Welcome to
You never think
Walker
about
Talk.
Yeah, welcome to my TED Talk.
That Walker, that's your spin-off podcast. Walker.
Yeah, oh yeah, just me breaking down like beef culture
Walker
and shit.
Damas,
Like,
yeah. I like that.
I'm down here
That's
for that. I
good.
could write a fucking essay.
That's what we want. We not your man's. We do have a very, very crazy fan culture. Like we do have like some people that will tear an artist apart in the comments, and that's the one thing I'm super proud of over the years because we used to fight our own fights in the comments. Back in the day, we would go in. We're like, fuck these dudes. If this dude didn't like his review, we're gonna go after him if they talk shit. But now we got people who are just like, nah, we got you. We'll take care of these guys. And it's like, yeah, get them.
I think I've seen a few of them for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it gets rowdy.
I might know a few of those guys.
Yeah, there's a few of them in there.
Yeah, it gets wild though. That's the one thing. Like, I do appreciate like that we can get people upset like that much because they're listening. Like they read.
Well, we have strong opinions usually too, so it tends to ruffle feathers.
But it's like you know what? Good.
There's like a certain like era that super understands like your guys' opinion and the way that you respect hip hop as a craft too. Like you respect the art of it. And so there's people that, are these new cats coming up that don't understand hip hop on a level that we do. And so they just want to attack you because you said something.
Oh,
We get a lot
of
of shit from the new age artists and shit, but honestly we understand where like some of that pop music fits in too.
Yeah.
Like with certain sounds and shit. It's just if you're gonna do something, we want you to do it. That's the thing. And then people will half-ass a sound because they've already heard it or it's popular, and we're just supposed to like it. And so we'll be like, "This is trash. We've heard this before," and they'll be like, "Oh, you're just hating because I'm a new artist." It's like, no. There's other new artists that are doing this better than you. So why would I take this from you?
And we'll tell them to.
Yeah.
We'll be like, "No, bro. Like, if we said you're a bootleg that artist,
it's because that artist is doing it better."
Yeah, like because they're doing it better than you. Like we understand
That's
what
fair.
you're trying to do, and like. Yeah, that's why. Like, we'll get the old head stigma, which is fine. But it's like, we like new age shit too. Like, we just like music, bro. We like authenticity. Like, we want some real. We want a piece of you. We want to learn who we're listening to, not just
and if you're gonna rap about like doing lean or like popping pills or some shit, I want it to sound like you actually do that shit.
Facts.
You know what I mean? I want to know that you're a jughead.
Be real.
And, like, I want to hear it.
That goes
I wanna
back to
hear the
authentic,
downside of that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You could have the most lean pill popping song ever, and if it's like whatever, if you throw one bar about your parents being upset with you, I'm be like, yeah, that's it.
But it's a
That's the
perfect.
one.
I fuck with
the
I
one.
fuck with Shake. I fuck with Shakewell.
Yeah.
And Shakewell is like all about. It's like a lot of new age shit, like popping pills, lean, red. He says red dot, all that shit.
Yep.
So it's like, but he actually does that shit. And he's also got songs about how it affected his health, and he had to quit. So it's like that's what makes it authentic. I know that he does it, he means it, and this is the consequences of it. I recognize that. I'm like, I like that.
That's why I fuck with Future. Future will say the most negative shit ever in the most poppy sounding shit, and I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. You are not writing negative shit that unless you've experienced some of the shit that like he'll say some shit about like one of his baby moms, and it's like. Whew, it's like that hurt, and it's like, yeah, this is what I'm here for, you know.
That really happened. Yeah.
Yep. And it's like I don't even need like I already could name news articles about his baby moms that one of these has got to be what he's talking about. Like this is real to me, and that's solid. No matter what he sounds like, he's giving me something that like the cats who are just copying and pasting it aren't doing.
Yeah.
So
what are you guys' thoughts on Post Malone, real quick?
He to me is a pop star.
He's not a rapper. I don't understand why the media loves to call him a rapper. He's the example of. I think because they can turn to him and he looks like what like a SoundCloud rapper looks like. It's easy for like the news or TMZ or what would be like rapper Post Malone. Yeah. But he's a singer. He's not a rapper.
Sure. Yeah, he's a pop star. I see him live and he's great. He's a pop star.
And he seems like a nice dude.
Yeah.
He's like a pop star with a hint of rock.
Yeah. So he's not. So I don't. He's in his own lane, and he makes interesting music.
Yeah, he's
so
a very fun listen. Like when I listen to him, I'm not like, oh, I'm in a hip hop mood. If I listen to him, I'm like, I'm in a Post Malone mood.
Yeah. If I'm at a party and that's playing in the background, I'm not going to be like, yo, turn this shit off.
Yeah.
You know. So
yeah, he's solid. I think his stuff.
I'm cool with him too. That's like one of my guilty pleasure.
Because it's very fun. His music is fun, and it's like it's fun on a dark tip. You know?
Oh, listen, bro. People be surprised what we'll actually give a pass to. We're weird dudes. We listen to all sorts of shit. Oh yeah. Like you know what I mean, like.
You kind of have to. I've been listening to like old school like jazz music, like 40s swing.
I'm saying, bro.
Yes.
I'll listen to some Rock Marcy and then. You know, fucking some Charlie Daniels or some shit, or some Johnny Cash.
There you go.
Like right after.
Gotta mix it up.
It's not.
I dig it. Yeah.
I think that's what separates a lot of cats, though. A lot of these rap cats, you can tell that they just listen to rap.
Diversity of opinion.
Yeah. Like, and that's what people understand. Like, it's not just like if you want to be a rapper, okay, study rap. If you want to be an artist, study music.
Yeah, exactly. Because I tell you what, you want to be a lyricist, you can't just study hip hop lyricists, bro. Johnny Cash is one of the greatest writers to ever walk the earth. And he's not a rapper.
That's true. Yeah.
And people don't. And people sleep. And like that's what's crazy too. Because like if one thing I will give big credit to the New Age is the New Age's concept of like turning the pop formula into rap. That is probably one of the biggest things because you cannot deny that a lot of this stuff is to the point of where it's pop catchy, where it's like annoying to the point where it's like this is stuck in my head. You know, I'll never get this out of my head.
Roddy Rich.
Yeah, dude. That whole
yeah, exactly.
I don't even know the words, but I know the whole damn song. And it's like that kind of catchy and like that kind of pop and just like I forgot what it's called, but there's like a theory of sonically the way like when you oscillate your voice a certain way, like
they did a whole thing with Justin Bieber's voice because he can hit like one of those notes that's really important for what you're talking about.
Frank Ocean did it, but he does it like where they end things with like a ooh, and it always
there's like a certain frequency.
Head. And that's what he did. And a lot of these dudes do that, and like that is a great take on it to add to the new school. Because when we think of like our era of like pop, hip hop, we think of Ja Rule. You know, we think of that. And that was just him yelling and singing.
Him and Ashanti.
Yeah. But if you do remember it, those beats were so bubblegum, but they were so like weird and poppy. They were bright.
You know who's notorious for abusing like that like frequency science?
Who?
And people don't even realize it? DJ Khaled.
Oh yeah.
Every
I'm not
summer, think
surprised.
about it.
Yeah.
Even all the way back to like the tracks he was doing with like Lil Wayne and shit.
Yeah.
There's high frequencies and
Yeah.
shit, high pitch hooks.
Yeah.
Like he's got all those tracks with Justin Bieber every summer. Justin Bieber on the hook because Justin Bieber can hit those notes and shit, and they manipulate his voice. And
Yeah.
it's like that's every fucking year. That's
Yeah.
that's what they're doing. It's a machine.
Yeah.
I feel like Montana too a little bit.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
He's just also very ignorant New Yorker too. On top of it, so you just have to love it. I'm a fan of French. Everybody can't understand it, but I'm a fan of French because I think he's hilarious, and he says his punchlines are hilarious, and they're clever to the point where they're just stupid, but they're funny. Like he's ridiculous.
They're goofy like Cameron punchlines.
The Gotron. Facts. I am a diehard
Cameron hella goofy.
Love Cameron.
I'm not a fan of either of them.
What do you say? I got the shooters shooting. I got
computers
the computers puting.
Oh my god,
Go.
dude.
Got the boosters boosted.
Oh man, back in the day, man, when Dipset was like really like a big thing, I used to piss people off at high school because I was obsessed.
Oh yeah.
Obsessed. I still stand by anything.
I feel
We
like
get into
Joel's
arguments
got
about
bigger
Cameron
than
all the time.
Big Cameron for a while there. It's like Joel's.
Oh yeah.
I think Jim Jones is out rapping Cameron.
Jim
now.
Jones he has turned into a butterfly.
He is definitely grown.
3 years he has been
That
arguably
last
my
project,
top 3
bro?
favorite rappers.
I think I got to go check that out. I might have missed that one.
His last
Bro, that
two
last
albums
project.
are insane, and it's like, where did this Jim Jones? Like, this isn't the same dude that rolled ballin'. Like, this isn't him.
Yeah.
This is a whole new like those.
No, this dude's sober.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
This
This
dude's
is
sober.
like a sober, possibly vegan in the gym every day.
Maybe. He's eating
focused,
good.
Doing yoga, Jim Jones. Like this is the
Hey,
best
good
shit.
for him.
The best shit that's came out of that camp in a minute.
Yep. He was that I've been listening. I've still
El
run
Capo
that project back.
Yeah.
I still run El Capo back. Still.
Yeah, it's incredible, and it's like
And the beats, oh
yeah,
Oh
hitmakers
my
are
God.
just out here,
Yeah.
bro. Like
it's
super
like
out
just
here.
big beats. They're all big beats.
Yeah.
It's just
It's insane. It's insane, but like that growth is nuts. But like that, back to the pop tip though. Like that's I will give New Age their credit when it comes to that because they understand that, and like that is probably
the blueprints are there.
yeah. And it makes you like, it made me want to even like the project I'm working on now. It made me want to step outside my box to do something because it makes me think like I got a little goofy 3-year-old running around. So I'm like, I want to do something that's going to catch him. And like I catch him singing when I'm doing stuff. And I'm like, all right, I'm doing something right.
Yeah.
Because it's catching his ear and he don't even know what's going on. So,
You know who was doing that before their time? Chitty Bang.
Chitty Bang fire.
Chitty Bang was
Fire.
fire, and
People
they were
slept.
doing that kind of like it
Yeah.
was kind of
Yeah,
kiddies,
that
it's a little
was-
PG sort of stuff.
Zach always had those
Yeah.
like video game type stuff.
Yeah,
Chitty
it was
Bang
dope.
just had like that whole like Harlem demeanor type, like a very powerful voice, but it worked.
Mm-hmm.
Weird. I love Chitty Bang, but I haven't heard that.
I still fuck with them, bro.
But that was huge. If you think about it, that was huge in like the college scene.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like because it was like, and a lot of stuff that hits the college scene is usually like stuff that you party to, So that was like the perfect balance of like hip hop, very stern rap voice and punchlines, but on a very poppy,
kind of indie.
super pop indie, alternative type beats.
Yeah.
Which is
It's real though. As like an artist, you catch yourself and you realize you have to catch the attention of the young kids. Like you were saying, you got to catch your kids' attention because at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to is catching,
And that's how you
age
build
kids.
that.
Yeah.
That's how you build that identity too,
Yeah.
where they
Yeah.
identify this sound with their childhood and who they are
Yep.
and that sort of
Yeah.
shit. Think about the kind of music we grew up listening to. Perfect example. Everybody who grew up in the era when 36 Chambers dropped.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
That should change their lives,
Yeah.
and they will never forget it.
Never forget it.
So
That's
it's
true.
like,
Yeah.
That's how they identify, and those are all the people yelling at kids on radio shows and shit. So
Yeah.
you don't know hip hop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't know
those are those
shit
guys.
about this ain't your era, young blood. But yeah, it's very
Uh-huh.
yeah, man. And like now, honestly, the should be good of it, because I'm not going to say it's all good because we are very against the industry, but the should be good is like that kind of transition to give hip hop that like change in sound is the closest thing hip hop will get to like breaking those barriers, like Lil Nas X doing the country thing and fucking shit.
Fucking stop right there.
No, I'm just saying it's a close. It's a good thing.
It's got a name. It's called hip hop, and it's been around for
no,
years. Lil Nas X didn't start shit.
But I'm not saying he started it, but I'm saying him breaking him getting to that barrier. If I compare new,
there's been hip hop forever.
Hip hop to make that change, I feel like if they really do break into that, that'll be good. If hip hop does get the subgenres it deserves, like every established genre has subgenres.
We do need some big time.
Big facts, bro. Because you got rock hip hop, you got
punk,
fucking like
hardcore,
metal hip hop,
new metal.
You got fucking country hip hop, you got you got boom bap, you got fucking soul trap. You got fucking
Hyphy,
come on now,
crunk,
hyphy, crunk, all that shit should have its own category.
And like
you know who I bet was tight as fuck about Lil Nas X making the whole country hip hop popular?
Nelly.
Upchurch, not Upchurch.
Oh, yeah, and
you
Nelly,
know he was tight. And Nelly. Oh,
Nelly and Garth Brooks.
Fuck yeah, he's like, I tried that shit.
It was a hit for him, but it wasn't the Lil Nas X level.
Nah, it didn't do that. It didn't do those kind of numbers. It was more a white people thing. It popped for the white people. I heard that shit at every rodeo out here, dog.
Yeah.
Oh man.
If anything, Lil Nas X questioned like the parents who were like, I don't let my kids listen to rap. And it's like, what about this, Mom? And it's like,
he seems like a nice young man.
Yeah, like we can listen to this on our way to practice. Dude, it's very that's some groundbreaking shit right there. But then he just
for sure.
Then he honestly, he ran with the new, like the young, like immediately jumped on every bag he could. Like, word, this is what's going down, bro. I'm gay. Blew up more. Oh, this is what's going down, bro. I'm this. Like it's just like boom, 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 boom. And
like, Super Bowl commercial, Doritos or whatever. Yeah.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, that Panini song kind of slides.
What's crazy is he can make music.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun music.
Yeah.
One hit wonder for sure.
Oh yeah. Definitely a one-hit wonder.
He's got something left. Yeah.
Yeah. But honestly, if he puts out something, it won't be number one, but it'll move up because of his fan base.
Nah, you know who was a one-hit wonder? That fucking Yodel kid.
Your man.
Oh,
yo.
I forget his name.
My wife did a review for his project, and she cooked his boots. She insulted a child.
I enjoyed that so much.
It's so good.
So much.
That's a classic.
Yeah.
We should do like a run. Oh yeah, we should. We should do like a run back of a bunch of classic reviews, a bunch of Mark's reviews. That one.
I have a question though. Speaking of like charting artists, what's your thoughts on Snitch 9?
I just kind of stay out of it with that guy, man. Not really interested.
As you should. I get that. Dude is a mess.
It's kind of a minefield to get involved at this point.
Yeah, I just don't have any respect for him as an artist.
To me, he is like I'm very against like the industry because there's a lot of things that I think are part of an agenda.
He is the industry though. He's like a manifestation of it.
He is like the Joker of the industry.
Yo, facts.
Because clearly he's
just
not
anarchy.
Yeah, he's wild and like you don't want to root for him because you know he's the bad guy, but then he does some shit and you're like, I kind of want to see how far this is.
He's more like
entertainment.
He's more like the Charles Manson of hip hop. Because like he got in the door, the machine adopted him. They tried to use him, and then he turned on him.
Yeah, and he turned.
And he just started killing people.
Yo, seriously, I picture. Dude, that whole scene in like The Dark Knight, Batman with Heath Ledger, where he's just like, oh, it's my half of the money, and he burns it, and everybody's like, yo, that's what I picture him doing. What? Like, I picture him burning the industry's money. Like, oh,
fuck it, it's all about the clout.
Dude is a fucking mess.
I couldn't agree more.
Nicki Minaj is real quick to ride that fucking wave.
Yo.
Yeah.
Insane. Oh, man, who knows? And like 10 years from now, we're going to see a documentary on him.
Mm-hmm. Everybody forgets he was involved in that fucking pedophile shit. Like, they had a minor and shit.
Wild.
So everybody just forgot about that.
Dude, the media is the media is so wild. How shit can just be out there and then it's gone.
It's weird to me how like murder and
like COVID.
war and stuff
Like
makes the news, but
Yo, fact. Yeah, seriously, it's just like the biggest thing in the world, and then it's gone. And people are so like you bringing that up now. No one brings it up. You know, just
never see it
motherfuckers
anymore.
sitting on podcasts. Only we bring shit up like that. Like, what does everybody think? And people just go with it. Like, nah, bro, the news ain't talking about it. It don't exist.
It's gone.
Yeah, it's done.
It's gone. Yep.
I didn't see it on TMZ, so
Wild shit, man.
That's your favorite news source, huh? TMZ.
The worst.
they're the fastest.
They are the fastest,
Yeah.
bro. TMZ is wild, bro.
Oh yeah.
They knew
You
about
gotta
Kobe
respect
before
it.
the Kobe news got out, bro. Shit is insane.
Dude, they are.
They knew about the Kobe,
literally
Pop
vultures.
Smoke. It was Kobe, Pop Smoke, fucking X. They knew about all these, literally hours.
Because they're not
before
like a centralized like agency like other news stuff sources. They're plugged into the internet, so they're everywhere.
Yeah.
So if you
Yeah.
got a
But,
phone,
like, if
you
you're
could be a TMZ
first on
reporter.
the internet, that's insane. But with like
Because it's whoever's there with the
like
phone.
valid news. That's what's weird. Yeah, it's like whoever, which is it's
Exactly.
insane. Like they are like first.
They're tapped in.
Fuck.
Yeah, I guess they don't have anyone telling them like what they can post either. They just kind of
Nope.
go for it.
And they're
Yeah, they
like,
were the
the
first
dude
to
that
post
runs
that
it's a
shit.
fucking lawyer too. So he's like,
You can't top that. You can't top. Yeah, you can't fuck with a lawyer. He knows. He knows more than you.
he knows what he can do. He's like, all right.
Yeah.
He knows exactly what.
He's
he
like,
can
I'm
do.
protected.
That's dangerous. We need a lawyer.
Listen, when the rest of the news media burns to the ground in anarchy, there
can't
will be
wait.
TMZ will remain.
Yeah.
Because they're chaotic neutral, bro.
TMZ.
Hate them or love them.
That's a world that
Hate
I
'em or love
need.
'em.
That's the future that I want. TMZ and Twitter run the world, the news
Yeah,
world.
instead of Fox News, just TMZ and Twitter.
What a disaster.
Oh, that's my kind. That is my kind of anarchy. Like
That's our whole mood right there.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
our whole vibe.
Oh yeah, TMZ
And then not your
Twitter.
man's for hip hop. That's it.
Oh
There
yeah,
you go.
Fucking total anarchy.
the internet wouldn't be the same, man.
Just raw news and fucking like just no propaganda. It's just raw news and gossip.
And slander.
And then just fucking
And
You'll never
slander
be
on
bored.
Twitter.
Oh man, that's fucked up.
That's good. Hey.
Yeah. Hey, that's what we're getting close to now, man. One of my boys, when I was super young, I was very, 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 very outspoken. I'm pretty outspoken now, but when I was young, I used to say a lot of very just like deep woke shit. And I used to always tell people, I'm like, yo, bro, the internet is gonna be the end of the world. And my boy, who was my best friend since he was super young, since we were super young, he hit me up recently, and he's like, bro, you might be right. And he's like, because it's possibly the end of the old world. The internet is the end of the old world. And I'm like, yeah, bro, I might have called it.
Yeah.
I was like, I might have fucking called it, because the internet is fucking things up.
Yeah.
Hey, access is dangerous, bro.
Dude, the
Very true.
news that like the internet right now is single-handedly tearing the news down.
Oh, fucking TikTok is dismantling media. What's happening?
Yo, TikTok and YouTube.
TikTok and YouTube.
I was watching a YouTube and I thought I was just like, bro, the way these dudes present things, it was like a fucking guy who just lets fucking animals bite him. That's really what he does. He hunts like little tiny animals. He lets them bite.
Oh,
them.
I know exactly what you're talking
Yep.
about. His name's Coyote.
Yeah. Oh yeah. that's exactly what I'm
Coyote.
talking about.
Coyote Jones or some shit like
Something
that.
But he likes it. They bite the shit out.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't stop thinking. I'm like, bro, he is following every single like checkbook of an appealing show. That's like a show like that where it's like every time he runs into something, this might have been the biggest thing I've seen in my entire life. He's hyping it. Like this might be the coolest. And every episode he does pretty much the same type of act. But I still believe it. I'm like, oh shit, this is the biggest one we got yet. This is gonna be the biggest bite yet. Like I'm sold, and I'm like, bro, that's some like real. That's what TV used to do. Like that's TV kind of manipulation.
That's the crocodile hunter. Man.
Yeah. Yes.
Hey,
On
no.
YouTube.
He's a cheap Steve Irwin.
No. But I'm
Well,
saying he's
Same
using,
concept.
Steve Irwin's the GOAT.
but he's doing
Like,
the
he-
shit
you'd
that
be
like
like,
without
oh.
a producer. Like,
Crikey.
it makes you think like these dudes on YouTube's like. If I was a fucking big
Look at-
wig producer, I would jump on a YouTube page like, let me throw them.
Look at Casey Neistat, bro.
Yeah.
He is a movie producer. Like if you look, he's a talented dude.
Yeah.
And he's just on YouTube. because he was like, well, fuck it, and then he became a massive influencer.
Insane.
Like that's a beautiful thing. Because you could just start doing something like, well, fuck it, and then just
But see, that's the hard thing now. You can't just jump into the YouTube now. You need
not because
you need
now everybody
TV
it's the Wild West
production. Now. You need TV quality.
The standards have been set.
Yeah. You need
the same thing with hip hop. People end up following the blueprint and they get lost in the sauce.
Yeah. But see, that's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing with hip hop now. Dudes have entire A&R teams. But they're not A&R, that's their team. But there's dudes who are just as knowledgeable as publicists, publishers, and A&Rs. And it's just some cat who was like, yo, I'm going to Google this shit for 3 hours and figure this all out, take some notes.
I'm going to get real good at this because I got time.
And my marketing game is on point because I know the shit that these dudes that used to be A&Rs because they sat in the office, like, if I get this artist,
they wrote the book.
Probably sign him if I, put some titties in his face and throw him some Coke or cake. But, like, now it's like, bro, I learned how to be this guy on this internet, and now we about to blow up with like, what can we do with $10, bro? You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's fucking. The internet is like shit that people used to go to like learn how to be a profession, like certain profession where you had to go to school or even know the right people to even get a little bit in there. Cats are learning off Google, bro. It's insane.
How to take your car apart on YouTube. There's your mechanic now.
The biggest joke to me is mental health advisors on YouTube. That's my favorite. And they got no degrees. They just give life advice.
Not even YouTube, bro. Instagram. Actually, one of my
that's the best.
One of my best friends. She's like a super therapist. She's the best. She's low key my therapist. But nothing pisses her off more than like some like Instagram page that's like, oh, this is like me being awake and in touch and all this like with myself.
Yeah. Have you tried Reiki healing?
She fucking hates it. She hates it. She's like, these guys don't know anything. She's like just upset, and I'm like, shouldn't you be chilling, calm about this? She's like, no, like I went to school for 1 billion years. I'm in debt for my profession, and this fucking girl who knows how to turn a filter on and take a picture of grass, take a picture of some grass with a fucking color, the hue turned up, is given a speech that she copied off of someone online, and she got a fucking 1,000
She's plagiarizing.
People, 1,000 people donating to her to do a Zoom test. So she can talk to them about how to make the grass green on Instagram. It's fucked up. And I was like, yeah, it's a wild world. And I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Welcome to capitalism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe communism won't hurt us. Maybe it'll relax us a little.
Let's give it a shot.
Yeah, a little dash of socialism.
Yeah, let's humble everyone across the board, Yeah. All right, that little YouTube kid that's like 6 years old making millions, he doesn't need that. All right, let's humble him a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, I think I don't know. I think we might have passed the hour mark because we're fucking.
Oh, yeah, this is a long one.
Way past.
Yeah, yeah,
we were
lunatics.
just talking about everything, and that's all right.
Yeah, dude, that's how because we all got something to say, man. We all just.
My phone's about to die.
We've been trapped inside too long, man. We just kind of got it out.
Hey, it's a good time though. I mean,
yeah,
it's very unexpected when you chop it up with us. So there's that, But yeah, man, we appreciate you hopping on. So this is gonna be your window. Let people know, where to find your stuff, where to follow you, your last project name, all that good, all the hip hop talk. You know what I'm talking about.
Cool. Yeah, you could find me at dcurehiphop.com. You can find me on Instagram at Andrew Raps and everywhere else at D.Cure. My latest project is called Clean. You could just search D.Cure. That's D.Cure anywhere and find my music.
Solid, man. Yo, man, again, we truly appreciate you chopping it up with us. We hope you had as much fun as we did just being crazy people.
Yeah, I might have ranted a little.
We rant, and like they're just we can't help it. I mean, that's what these podcasts is a forum. It's like, bro, just whatever you got in your chest. But that's how we keep it. We don't want to make it like other hip hop interviews where it's like, whoa, how about this and that?
Yeah, no gotcha questions either.
Yeah, no weird shit. We're just chopping up like a couple of dudes who are out, a few drinks in hand type of shit,
It's good to just hang out with the guys behind the the face.
yeah.
The emoji on Instagram. So it's cool.
This is a hangout, It's a hangout.
Yeah.
But yo, again, man, we truly appreciate you hopping on with us. I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna give you the whole deets and whatever when we get close to dropping this and all that. But again, you can hit us up whenever, man. Stay in touch, man. We like to keep everyone connected. We like to build our little network. We want everybody to eat in this underground shit. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. I appreciate y'all, man. Thanks for having me.
Yo, no doubt, man.
Our pleasure, man.
Peace.
Hey, y'all have a good night.
You too,
You too, bro.